Hello. Probably should have connected my headphones before I started, but you know, it is what it is. Let's get into the game. Let's not unmute it right now. I want to check something real quick. Oh, we have a autosave 18 seconds before we saved. Isn't that convenient? Let's unmute it too. I guess now. Oh. Nope, nope, nope. Controller, where did you go? No. No. Okay. Yeah, you get the notes in order. I actually, hello? Controller? Yeah, whichever order you get them or whichever order you find them is the order that you get them. Which means I might have to go back and investigate some other places, which is going to be a pain. Also, okay, now it's working. I was going to say my controller's not working. That's kind of problematic. I'm going to try something out. Yep, 100% time. I'm going to see if this does anything to the bit rate. Okay, it seems like it's going great. Seems like everything's working for now. Okay, yeah. Okay, so now my controller doesn't work. Oh, I had to click that. Okay. I am 99% sure we have finished Garden Tower and Monkey Tree Village. I believe there is a tile on the second underground floor in the third stage that I have not been able to get. It's just like a rock pile that I don't know what I'm supposed to interact with. I believe I have gotten everything on stage 5 and everything in the Belle et Moi. Interested? Yeah. I did see there are some people who would put out all the notes. I'll see if...
Any markers?
Let's look at the ones we have. We have the first 5. There are 8 stages.
Where haven't we gone yet?
I believe they should be located probably in the hospital, the school, and most likely the final stage if there are any notes there. If not, because it sounds like this leads to that, it's probably on stage 3. So let's see. This is one thing that I kind of wish the wiki was a bit more fleshed out, but I'm not going to check anyway. First note is in the Garden Tower, 3rd floor, editorial department. Treehouse, 4th floor, pretending each map diamond represents a floor from 1 through 5. Note 3 is the 4th underground mall, basement 2, shopping street. That's probably the one I don't have. Shopping street, basement 2, maybe I have that one. Hot Springs, floor 1, it's on the 5th floor, pretending each diamond, yep. Lounge deck, 3rd map diamond. Are we in difficulty 1? Yeah, I believe I 100%ed the school yesterday. I went through all the holes. And then we moved on to the hospital, I believe, because I couldn't do any of the events there, or like the remaining events there, because we have to have the nuclear family alive and well. Underground Mall. I bet it's on the Underground Mall. I mean, I know for a fact that I have the first one. I might have this one as well, but I know for a fact that I have... Actually, no, we already figured out I have 100% of this, I believe, didn't we?
Look at the map.
They said the shopping district on stage 2, though. The underground floor, stage 2. So this is nothing.
North is up.
Got all this. Yeah, this leads to something. We can check. That's circle, correct? Where are we? all the way at the bottom. Yeah, let's see, how can we can't. We'd have to go through somewhere else.
Let's see.
We'd have to go
Any
through the
markers?
other entrance. Gee. Look at that. How inconvenient. We have to go through Garden Tower. No, 8 is in the Manny building. Okay, so that's... Oh, well, we got a day, so we're gonna instead turn right back around.
Where are we?
Now we can get there.
Look at the map.
We're speeding through this, otherwise I would have switched the difficulty and tried to get some of those crabs, but no.
Where
We are on a mission, and that mission is to waste as little time as possible, while also
I can't
spending
go there.
time Googling things to make sure that... Ooh, my
need
live
the
status
map?
is not doing great. All the way down. And we're back again. I think it's just because it dipped way below what I had set it to.
Found it.
Yay. Research info. What did we get this time? Treehouse of Rest. Stop by Treehouse Village. Wow. Nature is beautiful. Fruits like apples. I think I left my favorite fruit knife there. Gave it to my daughter. Looking for it, and I just wait for the call. Okay, that's kind of random. Okay, so we know it's not 1, 2, or 3. Lounge deck, third map diamond. I don't think it's that one either, but we can check. We're looking for 2, so I believe if it's not in the school, it has to be in the hospital, and then it's either lounge deck, which I'm pretty sure I've maxed out, or it's in the spa, which I'm also pretty sure I maxed out.
Time to check the map.
Yeah, we got everything here, so it's not this one. That means that it's the hospital on the 5th floor special ward. Yep, because I know there are a lot of unlocked doors in there.
We should mark it.
And that's conveniently located right here. So I know there's one this
What are
way.
you doing?
So let's go in there. This says on the 5th floor special ward.
Look at the map.
The treehouse. That is one I might not have done yet. Where do we want to go? Well, to get to the 5th floor, we have to come up through the circle or the triangle. Triangle.
Let's check the map.
So we have to take the only staircase up. Okay, so let's do this. See if we can meet the requirements to get this one. All alive and old. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I might have done all of Treehouse. There might still be a couple rooms that I haven't. I know there are traps that I have not filled out because they're trap tiles. Who's this guy?
Is that?
Haruto? A diary? Why me? I've asked myself so many times before, but feeling sorry for myself isn't going to make my situation any better. It's not going to cure me of my illness. All I can do is believe that I'll get better and look forward to the surgery with a positive attitude. I just have to think to myself, the impossible is possible. All you have to do is make it so. Being negative won't do me any good. I'm sure the surgery will go well. I'll be able to eat all the delicious food I couldn't eat before. Well, that doesn't sound like, Kaito. I can go to all the places I was too sick to visit. I'm sure the surgery will go well. If it does, everything will work itself out. I wonder if the surgery was a success.
What?
But even if it was, the world... Is that the end? Okay, that was kind of lame.
Let's
I mean,
see. Any markers?
it was some nice...
Where are we?
It was some nice...
Look at the map.
Boss? What?
Where are we?
Why are you here? I thought this was supposed to be difficulty 1. I guess not. Haruto and Zen must be adults.
Where haven't we gone yet?
And we haven't gotten these parts, because that's just falling. Where are y'all coming from?
Where are we?
Can I get over there? I can. I was gonna say. I can't believe that I hear monsters on difficulty 1.
North is up.
Okay. Well, this one's slightly farther, so let's take this one first. Watch me take damage and not be on difficulty 1, even though I'm sure I checked it. We go this way, and then we go this way, and then we go this way. Unfortunately for me, the notes are most certainly not in these elevator shafts. But we're here, we're on difficulty 1, we might as well. Away we go. Just like Die Hard. I don't even know why I closed this. It's just gonna come through here. That was kind of
Watch out!
pointless. Oh well. We got another day. All these people are gonna get old.
Look at the map.
So we'll have to do some stuff there. We have now... What haven't we explored here? What are we missing? Oh, this. I will watch that door close. This thing. Or is it out here? Oh.
What do we have here?
Please keep the lockers clean.
Where did we
That's
come from
100%
again?
on this one now. A little double step. Oh, not this way. This way. Close this.
Let's check the map.
Actually, yeah, the stuff up here. Well, yeah, we'll keep the doors closed. And I have all these elevator shafts and stuff that I have to, fall down. When I gracefully tried to sneak down onto the 3rd floor, then fell all the way to the bottom.
Time to check the map.
This is all cleared out, it's just these doors. Okay. Ooh, who's it gonna be this time? Where'd Sachi go?
Oh?
Oh, that's odd. She was just behind.
Hey!
Hey, you guys!
What?
Huh?
Check this out! It's so cool!
Now she can be a pirate.
Sachika, what happened to your hand? I found it in another room on the way here. Isn't it great?
Who are you supposed to be, Captain Hook? What's with this hook hand, Dr. Mamoru?
Sachika's arm is modular, so we made several different types as an experiment.
Wow.
But most of them, like this one, are just for amusement, and aren't practical for everyday use.
What are you talking about, Mamoru? I'm sure that's practical
so this
somehow.
is one of those then.
I like my old arm too, but I'm gonna start using this one from now on.
Seems like it could make a good weapon.
You should definitely stick with the other one.
Sachika, go change it back to the other one. How are you gonna grab things with that?
What? But this one's so much cooler! It makes me look like Captain Hook. Arr!
No, I don't have anything. I don't have any fun pirate sounds to
Captain
make.
Hook's a dastardly villain. You'll end up a rotten adult if you wear something like that.
Aww. Fine, I'll put it back. Sachika doesn't want to grow up to be a bad person.
Wow.
It's closed,
Oh,
huh?
it won't
Way
budge.
home is...
Oh. There's switches. Are you the only switch? Is it really y'all? Do I really have to go run over here and... Alright.
I can't.
Send me away.
Here goes.
Away we go. And then if we look at the map, one of these is most certain death. This one is the one that's not death. This is the one that is most certain death. So it opens up the door.
Where are we?
But it doesn't open up that door. Am I missing something? Oh, is it this? Oh! Is it the lab coat thing? Wait, no, that opens up this. Wait, does it open up both of them? Maybe it opens up both of them. Also... I'm stuck with that open until... Not that it matters. I'm stuck with that open unless I go and... I don't have a lab coat with me. Save me, difficulty 1. Sure, I'll take, a cop-out, just because I want to save time. Oh, no, they're not going to give it to me. Probably because I already took it.
Any markers?
Really? You get there from dropping from the... Oh, wait. Wait. Let me track where the elevators are. That's what I thought, but... Okay, so the 5th ward to the 6th ward, you'll fall down to the 5th ward. In the 4th ward, you can fall all the way down to... Okay, so one of these... Yeah, one of these will not spit me out
Where are we?
on the 2nd floor. That's kind of a pain. Especially since it drops me down. I mean, I was gonna do it anyway, but that's a pain. A minimum to the 2nd floor? That's kind of... It's kind of annoying. But, you know, whatever.
Where did we come
We took
from
the X
again?
up, right? Yeah, so now we take the... Maybe we take the one at the door. Actually, let's keep this open. We're gonna be running up here a lot. 4th floor, here I come. Yeah.
Let's check the
Okay.
map.
We already did this one. We have everything on this floor except these ones, right? Okay. Yeah, let's go. This is the safety zone. What about the auto zone?
Hold it. I'll take it.
More salt appeared. We don't need that. We put that here. Door number 1! Hey, that's pretty good. Oh, you two are... You are completely... What do you have on you? Oh. We never put this stuff away. Oh, wait, did you all lose your... Oh. You lost your thingy. That's a shame. That's slightly annoying. Well, Rio... Hold on to this for me. More elevator shafts.
I can't
That
go
hurts.
there.
Just a little indent here.
Watch out!
I can't go there.
Ow.
Satchiko will hold it.
And then...
Here goes nothing.
What's going on?
There it is.
What?
That hurts.
Let me look at the walls. What? Hello? Wind? Where are you coming from?
It's closed, huh? I'm gonna try using it.
What?
Got it.
Bizarre.
We should mark it.
Well, I know this one falls through, and I know this one falls through. Away we go. Oh, and we go all the way down to the 1st floor on this one. Away we go.
Where did we come from again?
The idea that you just fall several stories is pretty funny. Especially, you like, oh, you can use a rope to reduce one of the falls. And then it's like, kind of like, oh, well, sorry, but...
Map?
I should probably be calculating how many times I go through here so I can... So I can... know when to close the doors. Look at all these floors I'm going through.
Let's check the map.
Let's see. Well, let's look at this floor. I will fall through. Okay, I'm gonna keep falling through. So we'll just keep these open for now, because I'm just gonna keep falling. It's not good for these old bones.
Look at the map.
This must be very dizzying for them. They keep jumping down pits, and then they just keep running up flights of stairs. Oh no, Haruto, don't die. No, Haruto, you can't do this to
Where
me.
are we?
Not now. What do you have on you? Oh, you have all sorts of stuff. No, Haruto, you can't. Not yet. Oh, Zen can hold it all. We're fine.
Time to check the map. I can't go there.
I always keep those wheelchairs or something. Door number 2! Straight back to floor 1. Let's go. I feel like maybe I should like turn off character voices or something. Well, and then if they get a cutscene, I mean, we won't go into cutscenes. It's just kind of annoying to hear them make the damage sounds when they fall. It's not as bad as running around over the spike floor in the boat,
Where are we?
especially with 3 female party members. That gets a little grating sometimes. But so far, we've been doing pretty
Look at the
well.
map.
Now we just gotta go behind door number 3. Oh! Well then. Well then. We have extended our exploration time by 4 floors. Let's spice this up. Let me meet the game. This is what we're doing now instead. Unfortunately for me, and then not unfortunately for me, I sound fine. Unfortunately for everyone watching, I can't do the funny music without having the voice changer on. So I could just not talk, but... Actually, hang on. What happened? I should be muted now, right? Oh, it still goes. Wait, I thought I had this set to 0. This is much more tall. Ah, we did it again. Too bad there isn't a fast forward for this. If you're watching this at a later point in time as an archived VOD, skip to like 30 minutes from now. Once I'm done with all of this, and I've actually found the notes, and I'm actually getting to the meat of the content that isn't just me running around in circles like a headless chicken. Oh, but now the music's quieter. That's a shame. I want to have... Actually, I can just turn that up. There we go. Now we have funny music, and my voice is much quieter. Door number 3. Oh. Special ward, okay. So, door number 3 is our safety hole. We'll do that one last. Or, no, we'll do that one... I don't know how we'll do that. We gotta go to 5 now. Are we unlocked? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah, 5. I can't believe I never got this. This wasn't ever one of the things. That's the wrong button. I can't believe I never got one of these for Halloween. Like the entirety of. Oh, he's dead. The man has died. This kills the man. In the entirety of like all the Halloween stuff, I guess we started this during Halloween. But yeah, in the entirety of all of the Halloween spooky things that we did, we never once got something actually scary like this. We always got something boring like demons. Like from the inside. Oh, is this the baby door? Baby door. We're coming back. Baby door. You know what? While we're at it, let's just go up to the 6th floor. Let's just knock out. I don't know why I haven't been doing this entire time. How do we get to the 6th floor? We have to go to the circle. Yeah. Let's just go to the 6th floor. We'll just take the whole tumble. Is this Kurosuke's revenge? He's haunting me from beyond the grave. Even in death, he finds a way to impede our progress. This also means I can hear nothing in the game, so if there's anything like hidden somewhere, anything sneaking up on me, I have no clue. And then I will panic and scream. Except it'll be a very subdued ah! Where am I standing right now? Away we go! Bye-bye. It's kind of like it's like a dumbwaiter, but it's just a hole in the ground. I can't believe I closed this. Mamoru's gonna die. And he's dead. Well, bam. No, he's not. Ooh. Yeah, that reminds me. Bay door. Nope. They're too smart. I found another escape route. Well, that's kinda boring. Close this door. Yeah. Leave this open. Let's run around this way. I feel like the streams just get weirder and weirder the longer I stream. Away we go! It'd be really funny if I gained a day falling. Now we return to. Oh, we got. How did we get points? What did we get? Did we get like mini points from doing the events? Okay, that's enough of that. It was funny for a little bit, and then it just got annoying. So, we're stopping that bit. Haruto, we need you to be a little baby boy, so we can open up the door. Secret Agent Haruto. Was that a self-censor? Oh, I should unmute the game too. Or did you put in the... Did the game, did StreamMod do that, or what? Yeah, links are blocked. I think links are just blocked by default. Let me check. There's a... Oh, Chainsaw Man. There is something I can do, I believe, that will let you post links, Magna. As long as these are all in mostly in one person, it'll be okay. Dude, have I run out of space for adhesive? Let's get the powder out of here. Niter. Yeah, we'll see in, like, if it's... Yeah, I mean, unless... I don't imagine. It might be more convenient, but if you're not going to be posting links a lot, which I don't know if we ever will be. It should be... Triangle? I don't know what button that is. What am I even trying to move? No. 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 Where did that go? Oh, it went into the warehouse. Cool. Okay, that was the right button. Nice. Look at all this time I've saved. Or you've saved me. More like all the time I've wasted. Everything else is stuff that stays on me. Yes, everything else is stuff that stays on me.
What are you doing?
The rabbits usually don't ever have any time to exist outside of being cooked, but they go here, the eggs go here as well. And the rest of the stuff goes somewhere else. Which, for now, is the ground. Because, frankly, I don't care. We have a small baby boy. It is now time... Mamoru's gonna die as well. All of his stuff goes here because we're in difficulty 1. There's no need for healing. Hospital. We will now be able to go to the 5th floor, open up that little thingamajig, and get it.
Where are we?
100, 100, 100, 97, 99. Ironic. Here's what we'll do. We'll continue to do 6th floor, we'll do these two, then we'll land on this, we'll do this one last, it'll drop us down to 5th floor, and then we can just walk in. That's what we'll do. My favorite part about this whole thing, playing this whole game, is you, having played the game, Agna, know so much more about it, and he's dead, and played it on PlayStation. I'm playing it off of Steam on a computer with a Nintendo controller. I'm using a Switch Pro controller, and I'm currently using Xbox button mapping, and the game only gives me controls in mouse and keyboard, so it's been a real time. I think it's funny that even though it shows that the controller is connected, it doesn't show it on circle. It doesn't show it on, like, when I connect it. It doesn't switch over to controller controls. It still stays on keyboard, which makes some things a little hard. I don't know why I closed that. We're just gonna come right back up. We've closed all the doors in this place, right? Yeah. Everything that we can.
Watch out!
It is. And I know why they do it. And in my professional, I play Nintendo games opinion, I think the Nintendo one makes more sense because A is accept and B is back. Obviously in Xbox it's reversed where B is accept and A is back. Obviously that's just because they're in the same position, it's just a different letter position, or like letter name. It's still the same thing. But I believe it's because of copyright. It's to prevent like lawsuits and stuff like that, which is super dumb. And that's why Sony just has the
Any markers?
symbols instead.
Do you need the map?
But it is
Watch out.
interesting. Do you call the X, do you call that cross, or do you call it X? Because I've heard both.
Time to check the map.
I've heard both used. I've heard people call it X. I've also heard people saying it's a cross. Okay. Yeah, I assume most people just use X, but I have heard people call it cross just because it's supposed to like fit in with all the other symbols, because everything else is like triangle, circle, square, cross. So who knows? That also could just be like a Sony Japan thing, because they called Xenoblade X Xenoblade Cross. So that could also be it. We're only on the 4th floor this time, that's pretty good. But yeah, it's so, like, why can't you just use the same... Why can't you just use the same position? Why can't you just use the same buttons? It doesn't matter. It complicates things for no reason. No one's consumer experience... Actually, no, everyone's consumer experience is hindered because of this. I guess that's also why the Pro controller calls the bumpers, right? Switching off, like, cute, yeah. That's just why I just hate. Especially because some of them are split, so some of them are only on, well, most of them are only on PlayStation, but some of them are also on Xbox. So that is just awful. Or I tried to play Smash with my friends, but they've all played Xbox for so long that I tried to teach them how to play the game, and I'm like, oh, you gotta use up and B for your recovery, and they press A instead, and then they just die.
There it is.
Haruto can't move, but can he still pass through?
What's this?
Oh wow, even though he's fully encumbered. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do, that was pretty funny. Like, let's say you had Until Dawn on Xbox or whatever, if it was even on Xbox, but then you wanted to play, like, Man of Medan or something.
There's something here.
Notes?
Time to check the map.
What else haven't I... Oh, this door. 100, 99, 100. There we go. This way.
Stop.
No, this way.
I can't go there.
And then
Looks like it won't open.
Where did we come from
it
again?
won't budge. Oh, that's a convenient hole. Does that mean that I prematurely closed that door? I think it does.
Any markers?
I like how all the places, though, one thing I do like is each place has had a gimmick. And the gimmick for the hospital is falling through elevator shafts. And now Rio's dead. And Minamo's dead. No, you guys had items. This is what I get for not paying attention. Haruto, there's some heavy stuff here.
I'll hold it. Let's take this.
I'll take it.
Let's get rid of these. And oh, okay, that's enough. We're now slightly encumbered, but not fully.
The map?
Okay, we want to go in here. You know what? Maybe we should switch this up.
That's a pleasant song.
This won't get annoying either. Random song, go. Deposit coin. Send me away. The gimmick in my case with Hostile is dying. Yup. Get it, man.
Where did we...
Oh.
Closed, huh?
Wait, did I get pushed out through that?
Look at
I
the
can get
map.
my door thingamajig there. I can die to a door, but not today.
The way home is...
Also, I can't go up there and reset it because it's blocked. I have to leave and exit. We got the thing. We now have Notes 6. So we are now looking for the one in somewhere. And honestly, I'm not going to
hurts.
extend Minamo or Zen because I just want to have everyone synced up by the time we go into... Not that it really matters, but since they hold items, I just want to make sure that they're all good. Yeah, I just want to make sure that they don't prematurely die while we're exploring in a new area. That'd be annoying. So... we have 6. We should be able to get up to 7. Let me check where 7 goes. Hospital 4, we got that one. In the school, the 2nd floor annex. We can check. I'm pretty sure I got the school. You think I'd have better memory considering I did this about 24 hours ago. Nope. All this stuff, everything that happens during the stream, once the stream ends, it all goes right out of my brain.
Where are we?
Streamer brain is real. I used to think, gee, how can you guys not remember this? And then I started streaming and suddenly I remembered nothing. My best bet then is let's go to Monkey Tree. No, we got that one. Even if we don't 100% it. It has to be either Monkey Tree or the Hot Springs. And I want to believe it's the Hot Springs.
Are we?
But it is not. I have everything on the Hot Springs. So it is Stage 2, Monkey Tree Village. The place that I loathe to go because so much of it is in that 2nd floor, inside the actual resort, and I hate it there.
What are you doing?
I don't know, I just irrationally hate
Let's check the
Stage
map.
2. There's this that says, hey, don't step on this is a trap. It's difficulty 1, so we're gonna go activate that. I'm ready.
I can't go there.
What?
What's this?
Do not stop the machine sound if you wish to move forward.
Any markers?
What? Oh, I stopped hearing mechanical noises. That... and that. Oh,
Where haven't we gone?
that opened up this. This part right here. The bad part. Oh! Gee, I wonder where the note could be. Do you have any idea where it could be? Help
Where
me,
did we
chat.
come from again?
Where do you think it is? Wow.
North is up.
So to get here, we need to take triangular X. Actually, we have to take X. And we can get to X from the lodging. And that looks like we take a circle or a square.
The way home is...
We can take a circle. Okay, so I have to go through here. Yeah, that was just... I'm sure I
Watch out.
always intended to go back and do it. I just forgot. Head empty.
Let's check the map.
Oh, Rio's dead. And I left all this stuff at... right? Yeah, so we're not going to even be able to harvest materials. That wasn't the purpose anyway. It is a bit of a waste in terms of overall efficiency, but at this point I honestly don't know what I would be looking for, or what I would want to be harvesting. Let's go. So now, I gotta go into this room. They're getting close too. I got one more day with y'all.
The way home is...
And I want to take X. So I've got to run all the way down here. Let's close these rooms too. Gross. Disgusting. Who left these
Look at
doors
the
open?
map.
Oh wait, it was me.
Do you need the map?
Hello, poison arrows. I've come to greet thee.
There it is!
Oh, they just come out of the wall.
Let's see.
Now we
markers?
just gotta go this way over to X. Also, I just realized something. These are all the PlayStation buttons. I never thought about that before. I think it's also ironic. Wasn't this the one that the side I opened up first? Didn't I open up this side earlier?
Let's check the map.
It won't open. Where
It
are
won't
we?
budge. Okay, just making sure. You sure you don't want to open for me? Gate? I hear a door open. Hello, arrow.
The way
Not today.
home is...
Oh, that's not the right. Time to look very carefully at all these. This does this. These do these.
Do you need the map?
This to this. This. These opened up these side parts. Is it the pedestals?
What's this?
Weed killers.
Is it edible?
Found it.
What's this?
You want me to kill some weeds?
Something!
Game.
What do we have here?
Do bugs and weeds do
Something
something
here.
bad? They seem to support nature. Do I have to demoss this door?
Ready, take that!
I
Oh.
can't.
Sure. Let's keep going. 75%. Wow. Is it not gonna go? Okay, to go. Okay, there it goes. Insecticide,
There it is.
herbicide, weed killers. I do not eat tainted vegetables.
What's this?
I would have thought for sure. Zen, check this out. You know about plants. Harvesting, fishing, hunting. Poison knowledge. No. Oh, wait. Wait. Dead. Decay. Sonic. Gold. Heat. Well,
I still got an ace up my sleeve. Looks,
Oh.
I still got an ace up my sleeve.
oh. I feel like I needed a Cleone for that. Access the southern portion of the map. There are 2 stairs in the previous floor. 2 stairs. Wait, yeah, what did this lead to? Circle, triangle. Oh yeah, because this went here,
We should mark it.
and then these spat you out here. So where did I get here from? This goes down. I thought for sure I took square stairs.
Let's see. Any markers?
I know that this is the map I royally screwed the markers on. I got them all confused at some point. So... Oh no, they're gonna die. Please don't. I beg. Yeah, I know at some point I messed up
North is up.
what went where. And then I tried to figure it out by process of elimination. So... This goes to the campsite
Look
south.
at the map.
Yeah. The other square. Oh, this devil square. I thought that spat out me here. Well, I can check. It should tell me where I've gone if I've gone through it. I thought for sure I went through it, though.
That hurts. Where are
I haven't. I thought for sure I went through this. I could have sworn I went through this.
we? Do you need the map?
So this is circle square, and this is not. Oh. Yeah, you can... Okay, so that's what got me confused.
The way home.
So I'll keep
is-
this marked here, and I guess I'll put a star as well.
Found it.
Oh.
I can't go there.
Well, you're gonna... Ooh, that wasn't great. Please no arrows. I don't want to hear any... And then an ouch.
There's something here.
Fruit knife. Hey! Lore.
What's this?
Pesticide containers.
Found it.
Something!
There it is. Is it edible?
I feel like I'm looking with the wrong person.
There it is.
I hear it. I heard that arrow. Oh, is it going through right here? Yep. Well, that's gonna be a pain.
Where are we?
Oh!
I can't go there.
Is it edible?
Found a note. Yay, we found the note. It's gotten very dark in here, though. Kind of a pain.
Whoa!
Banquet hall. Oh, and then that switches us out here. So, let's use... Yeah, I saw the switch back there. Let's use... Triangle... No. Use this.
We should mark it.
Oh. Yeah. The switch here turns off the
Mark
arrows.
is up.
There's something here, something here. This goes to the banquet hall. We don't want to go through there yet.
There it is. Stop.
Let's
What are
see.
you doing?
Who can I position? I guess it's gonna be Zen.
Oh!
I'm
Yeah.
moving it.
Oh, I guess that didn't stop it. That opened up that. Maybe that also stopped it as well. I didn't stick around to see. A TV! Wow. What does it do? Nothing.
Maybe we could use this.
Oh, I thought for sure that was going to be something. Oh well.
We should mark
Now, how do we get to X triangle? Ah, we can just go up to the... We can just go up to the next thing. Hey, I know I have the
Whoa.
booster on, but you don't have to tell me that my live status is in question just because
it. What are
we
you doing?
dipped below 2500 bit rate. It's perfectly fine.
Time to check the map.
Okay, I went the wrong way. Thank you very much, stream manager, but I will be able to tell when my stream has died, because suddenly I won't hear
Watch
my
out.
own monologuing in my ear.
Let's check the map.
And now they're gonna die. Goodbye. Oh no, this is their last day. Never mind. The last day, it has arrived.
Let's see.
Hey, and we came out
Any
exactly where I
markers?
wanted. Let's close this.
There. The way home is. Do you
Oh,
need the
but I
map?
can't. Well, it looks like y'all are about to die,
Mark.
so... I can take the shortcut back down that doesn't get me anywhere. Actually, no, I can. The shortcut will get me down here, which means I can then take X.
Is it edible?
Away we go.
Time to check the map.
All part of my plan. They have items on them. We go back to base. I'm not gonna have them die in the middle on the 5th floor with all their items. Do any of you have Silburst? Death by Silburst? Death by Silburst? Yeah, okay. Any fun things that we can do with you? Call an attack. We could try the door, but anywhere you go, it's gotta be somewhere immediate. Rinko, do you still have your charge thing? You do? Okay. Well, I guess what we do is... Zen. Sashika. Actually, no, Sashika can hold her stuff.
I will pick it up.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Gotta leave right at the good part. No, I'm probably just gonna... I'm probably just gonna sleep him and just have him keel over. That's probably the fastest and easiest way to do it. Because Sachika won't age, everyone else is dead except for Haruto, so... We'll just take the long rest, except really not, because... they'll just revive. There is no eternal rest. Haruto, please hold on to this. Thank you. And then bunkmates. XP gain plus. Yeah. I will systematically get all of you away.
Good night.
Next time.
Dying. I'm dying.
And away they go. What a shame.
Good morning.
They have died.
Where are we?
Now we simply have to return to Monkey Tree Village and run all the way up.
I can't go there.
Come on, Sachika, just you. Haruto is the backpack.
Where haven't we gone yet?
So we can go up the triangle, then we get the grand circle, then we gotta go through X. Okay.
Look out! I can't go there.
How well can I keep us moving? Pretty well. The sonar things are pretty funny too in the rainforest thing, whatever animal that is. We've got note
Shouldn't
6
we be going home?
on to note 7, and then, actually, depending on how long reading the notes take, we may not start Manny until later.
Time
If
to
it's
check the
anything
map.
like, Super Ultra Despair Hagakure or whatever, then it most certainly will be a separate stream for Manny, because boy oh boy, is that really just a full light novel in the video game. I took the long way around. Oh, keep it in the pivot. Kept going the wrong way there. Let's go in. And then we'll find a surprise boss. And Sachiko will have a one-on-one duel.
Got it!
Nope.
What do we have
Yep.
here? What's this?
Please be
I can't
considerate.
go there.
And we don't have any of the harvest materials.
I'll take it. Sachiko will hold it. Shouldn't we be going home? Look out! Where haven't we gone yet?
Woo, everything is now 100, I think. Excuse me, except for... Except for the last spot, which we can't 100% yet because we're not done with it. And as such, I will begin working my way back down in order to close the doors on my way out because, like the sign says,
What do we have
I'm
here?
going to be considerate of the other observation rooms of the guests.
Where haven't we gone
So
yet?
let's begin. Oh, this is just a gate. I can't close this. Triangle, where would that spit us out? Over here. And then we could teleport back down here, which would not be any use to us at all. So we go back down here. Seems your adulthood was extended. Ha ha ha, funny joke.
Where are we? Shouldn't we be going home?
I should also, actually, it doesn't matter. It's not any more of a shortcut than the current way, is it? Actually, no, it's much more of a shortcut, because it lets me completely skip the north campsite.
Where are we?
Yeah, so I should pop down to
Time to check
the
map.
square gate, open that up, and then retrace my original path. Let me just pull this lever. Just go back up. And we just run on through. This makes for a very funny mental image if you think about what this means in the game. You've just got Sachiko running around by herself with a flaming sword. Is she the cherub?
Where haven't we gone yet?
All these doors are closed, we just want to make our way over the triangle.
Shouldn't we be going home?
Don't worry, Sachiko, we are.
Time to check the map.
What fun, engaging commentary. Actually, I didn't even need to do that, because that's the Zanki hatch. I could have just come out this bottom entrance. Oh well. The more you know. And now I can hit return to base, or just move normally. Sachiko is now the only one in the party. She will bank her items in the shipping container. What's that? What? Expendable baton. How did that get over here? I thought it was supposed to go...
I'll take it.
I guess something must have filled up the space and it got pushed off to the side. Take these out. Now... Haruto, you currently have 8 days to live. Instead of 7 days to die, it's 8 days to live. We're gonna hit day 200. That's a big milestone. We're getting close to a milestone on the channel as well. Research info, invisible scenery, treehouse observation view, lotus, blah. Okay. Ruins guide and notes. We are missing but a mere 1 note. We can extend. Do we want to extend? Or do I want to waste time? I could waste time. Make everyone babies. Get everyone to be small.
I can't go there. Shouldn't we be going home?
Just make everyone small. Get me that extra set of life. Might as well. The real question is, how is this gonna work? Sachika and Rinko. Sachika would have already bunked with Rinko by the time their thing rolled around. So I guess out of everybody, Sachika is the one that has to die, and Haruto has to live. It's not hard to do. Just crank up the difficulty. Go find a goat or something. Yeah, so let's... Let's just go to 5. You got 60,000 points, it'll be fine. I'm willing to take the organization hit from Sachika because we won't have any points to lose anyway if we don't fight anything. Oh, I've got myself cornered now. I could do back... Ooh, against a wall. I can do this. Let's do this. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go, baby! Oh, I somehow got scored. That's pretty funny. Not my points. And then we just run away. Oh, was that a new one? I guess I never died to a pig. Body slam, though. That's pretty useful. What was that? Try new hard? Is that for, like, dying immediately after changing the difficulty? Let's extend now. The rest of you all died of old age. Nothing exciting. Although you would think, I guess there's something built into it just because of, like, the nature of the cloning. You would think that they would be able to just extend and, with the Shigabane, just get longer and longer lifespans. But you never know. Yuma still taking the most. Maybe she has the most Shigabane out of everybody. That's a possibility. Sachika, what did you get? Died alone. Oh yeah, that one. After on a new hand. Oh, I thought this said new hard. Body slam. Died alone. That's not a great one. In fact, some might say it could be even counterproductive to what I'm trying to do here. But, you know. Let's get Haruto out of the party. Get Zen. Sachika. Rinko, Yuma. Haruto has all of Sachika's stuff. There we go. The rest of it has been put away. So is that... Oh,
Let's take this. We need this, right?
Zen, and then this is Rinko.
We might need
Excuse me. And then this is Yuma.
Maybe we could use this. I'll pick it up.
I'll hold it. Let's take this.
Sachika will hold it. I'll get it. I'll hold this. I'll get it.
And then all of this. What happened to the rope? Oh no. Goes back. Oh, what actually did happen to the rope? Interesting. This should be much faster with a... And the water bottles. I guess they got lost somewhere. Let's organize these. Injuries. And then hearing paralysis. Something like this. And then some of the food is in here. Those equipped. These down here. This down here. This down here. These went here. Did I lose all of my rope? Or did I just run out? Oh well.
I'll hold this.
In any case, it's
We might
inconsequential.
need this. I'll get it.
We can make tons more.
We might need this. I'll get it. I'll hold this.
Will she become over-encumbered on fruit? No, she will
I'll
not.
pick it up.
We don't have any berries. We do have some
Maybe we can use
peaches.
this.
We do have grapes as well. And bananas.
We might need this.
And we have citrus.
I'll hold this.
We also have onions and cabbage. Or lettuce, as they call it. We do not have any of this, but we do have some of those nice tomatoes. And then of course the mushrooms and the flowers
I'll hold this. We
go
might
here.
need this. I'll get it.
We look pretty organized there. We just need to make some rope and we need to all sleep.
It's done.
Just make more rope.
This is
I'm not too worried about
That's some quality work.
losing any of that. Actually, let's read the notes first. We will sleep later. Let's start at the beginning, just for a refresher. I think that'll be the entirety of the stream. I know it's a lady in this, I believe. Maybe it's not a lady. No, it's not. It's Mamoru. I believe. Maybe it's not. It could be the lady. I think it is the lady. But I'm just gonna read it normally. This isn't limited to Japanese, but the fastest way to learn another language is to speak it out loud. Of course, I had trouble at first, like with grammar rules and the differences between Dakuan and Handakuan. That was all trial and error. I didn't know how to pronounce those. My older sister mastered Japanese before I did, and I allotted my Japanese proficiency to her, correcting my mistakes time and time again. Thank you very much for the introduction. I'm Olga Bellacour, yeah. I studied regenerative medicine for my postgraduate degree and mainly researched medical uses of cloning technology. I came to Japan when I began university, so this will be my 9th year living here. My favorite Japanese author is Haruki Murakami, and my favorite Japanese food is natto rolls. Or natto, according to Duolingo. We all know the leading expert on pronunciations. Thank you for having me. I hope to learn much under your guidance. I spoke clearly and fluently, then gave a deep bow. It was perfect. My grammar and intonation, as well as word usage and sense of humor, were flawless. None of the researchers I greeted before me, nor Dr. Terashima smiling beside me, had noticed anything odd about my Japanese greeting. In fact, they seemed to be relieved, seeing there wouldn't be any communication issues with me moving forward. A new, hard-working, honest researcher. It was clear to see I'd succeeded in planting that first impression of myself in their minds. But that first impression was a complete sham. I am far from a hard-working and honest researcher. Hell, Olga Belcour isn't even my real name. I'm actually a very lazy and unhonest researcher. I never studied regenerative medicine, and I never took a single postgraduate course. It's just like Catch Me If You Can. There wasn't a single shred of truth in anything I'd told them. Sad spy sisters, a certain researcher's notes. I'll be escorting you from here. After greeting my new colleague, Dr. Terashima began showing me around the facilities. Dr. Terashima, full name Daichi Terashima. Although he's 61, he dyes his beard and long hair brown, but it didn't seem like he was trying too hard to make himself look younger. There was an interesting aura about him, as if it were his natural state of being. He's the director of Mashiro Nanotechnology Institute, also known as Manny. There, the accent came out. And a highly capable researcher who helms operations here. Despite his high social standing, he gave no impression of being arrogant about his position. Showing a newcomer around the facilities is something usually done by someone of a lower rank, but Dr. Terashima insisted he do it himself. Haven't you heard? It's me, Sakamoto. It was scientifically proven that talking to sexy women is good for your brain. We walked all around the Manny facilities with Dr. Terashima taking charge. People ask me sometimes, why would you make your research facility in the middle of the ocean? But what kind of question is that? The answer's obvious. Because it's cool. Uh-huh. Making facilities in the ocean because it's cool. Is that his idea of a joke? Or perhaps it's a method of completely shutting out intruders and preserving sensitive information. Whatever the case, I was at a loss on how to respond. And yet, it didn't seem like the time to question him further, so I left it at that. Probably wasn't anything important anyway. The walls of Mani's underwater facilities are made of the acrylic glass used in aquariums, as we walked side by side with the fish watching. Even though the man I was with was 61 years old, it felt like we were on a date at the aquarium, or in the deep-sea tunnel in Pokemon Black and White 2. I wondered if Dr. Terashima felt the same way. Maybe he too has played those games. Maybe if this facility is retired someday, I'll have it repurposed into a new kind of aquarium. He said it out loud, feigning ignorance. Perhaps we'll even have a Wailord show every day at 4 p.m. Eastern. If this facility is retired, that would be when the research here achieves its end goal, meaning the clone research being conducted here would be implemented for everyday use. My mind was paralyzed by the magnitude of his flippancy. It's not because I'm too serious, and certainly not because I'm bothered by an old man's boastful talk. It's simply because it goes against my religious beliefs. This may be out of left field, but my country's religion strictly prohibits the development and use of cloning technology. Cloning is blasphemy. It's nothing more than an act of destruction against the way the world should be. So why would someone with my religious outlook join Mani as a researcher? Simple, really. To spy on them. To cast aside Mani's cloning technology and research into the shadows of history. Bury it so it never existed. What? Bury it so it never existed. It's why I curated my background and was sent here, to Mani, completely undercover. Well, see you later. Let me know if you have any questions. Dr. Terashima waved his hand and disappeared down the hallway. At the same time, I muted my mic so I could drink some water because I've been talking for so long. After drinking some water, I said thank you. I lowered my head and stared at the ground, then slowly exhaled. With the tour completed, my work for the day as a researcher was complete. Alright, I decided to head towards my big sister's room as planned. My sister's been laying low in Mani as a researcher for a year now. Now that I think about it, it's been a whole year since I've seen her. She apparently had her hands full with a project she's working on, and I didn't see her at the earlier meeting. I followed the mental map I memorized and headed to the dormitory area, then pressed the interphone button for her room. Coming. I hear my sister's voice through the door. Her face appeared on the palm-sized monitor. Her glowing porcelain skin and amber eyes that seemed to draw on anyone that looked in them. She's perfect, just as I remembered her. Olga, one sec, I'm opening the door. She called my fake name with her angelic voice and hopped out of view of the monitor. The door opened soon after. Big sis. It's been a whole year since I've seen her in the flesh. She was really there. I'd even dreamed of this day. I suppressed the urge to call her by her real name and left her like an Olympian to embrace her. I missed you so much. Ah. We both tumbled to the floor, and I ended up sitting on top of her, but her name has still not been given, real or fake. She must have hit her head pretty hard, but she still smiled at me happily, before she promptly passed out. It's been a while, Olga. Her smile seemed to have forced the tears out of me. Ugh. I tried holding it in, but I couldn't stop the pathetic whimper from leaking out. I shoved my face into my sister's chest in an attempt to hide it. Olga, what are you? I missed you. I truly, truly had. Whenever I faced the hardships, I had always thought of my sister, like during spy training when I hadn't eaten or drunk for 72 hours and had been unable to lift a finger, or when I had killed all the criminals in my motherland as part of an assassination training, or when I had offered my body over and over again to men many times older than me who I had no feelings for. You must have been through so much. My sister stroked my hair like she could see into my mind, and as if to make up for all the time I couldn't spend with her, I cried for nearly a whole hour. When I came to and lifted my head from her chest, she must have been tired from supporting my weight for an hour. I'll make us some tea. She smiled warmly and began brewing green tea. Thanks. As she handed me the cup of tea, she also gave me a piece of paper at the same time. There, in her perfect handwriting, was the following written in our native language: 11037. We don't have to worry about any cameras, but they may be listening in. We'll discuss that matter through written messages. Straight to work, huh? To be honest, there was a part of me that wanted to be more personal time with her, but I'd spent nearly an hour crying on top of my sister. I couldn't really say it was too early to start talking business. I took the pen and notebook from her without resisting. Understood, but first, can you tell me about your progress so far? What have you found out about Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student lying hidden somewhere in the school, the one they call the Ultimate Despair? We should watch out for her. We kept up a casual conversation out loud, but she gave me details on the spy activity she'd been doing this past year. The information we received beforehand regarding Mani's militarization of their clone technology was correct. I'd succeeded in gathering data that can prove this. So the information our country's officials had received was accurate then. Not only had Mani committed the grave sin of clone development, but they were thinking of using them for military purposes. There was only one thing for us to do. I looked into my sister's eyes, mentally conveying that thought to her. She gave a small nod without a word, then jotted down another sentence. As planned, we will massacre all the researchers here. Massacre. It seems like a heavy word, but what we're doing is a cleansing for the good of the world. A service to God. There's no reason to feel any guilt. Okay. That took about 10 minutes. Let's move on to note 2. Scientists tend to be an odd bunch. I hear this often, but Dr. Tereshima's eccentricity exceeds all expectations. He once exclaimed he had come up with an idea for his research, then took off his lab coat and began writing mathematical equations on it. When he gets stuck on something, he sleeps right then and there, even while others are working. I really don't understand this one, but once he gave a name to each of his fingers and started to play. It's only been a week since I was assigned at Manny, but I can't avoid Dr. Tereshima's bizarre activities even if I wanted to. It's beginning to stress me out and change how I pronounce the company's name. Or I guess the lab's name. The other researchers and my sister just laughed off and say I'll get used to it, but who knows if my undercover activities will last until then. Besides, I'm supposed to be here to acquire more information on the clone research being conducted here. Specifically, the information regarding militarization that's only been discussed among upper management. But all of this was already completed by my sister before I even arrived at Mani. As usual, my sister is perfect. Thanks to her, there's only one job left for me to do. Consolate Dr. Terashima. I must win his trust and find out if he's working on any unannounced personal research projects. I will also need to find out if he's leaking information to any third parties. This is getting kind of boring. Maybe we need to spice it up. Maybe... Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we need to spice things up a little bit. Even if we massacre... Okay, there we go. Just making sure everything's going through. Even if we massacre the Mani researchers, Mani, and delete all the data here, our mission would be incomplete if the data has been leaked already. Now that's gonna get annoying very quickly. Wait, no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it stopped. My thing has stopped working. You're stuck with normal bad mic now. Okay. You're stuck with the normal bad mic before I can run it through. Let's see if I can get some music going. I don't think I have anything appropriate. I just looked at I've been working on this project. Project, I say. It's not a project, it's something for my own amusement. And you know what I saw? Here's the music that goes along with it. I don't know if you can hear it. Let's see. You can. Okay. Okay. No, okay. So, bonus points if you can figure out what this is supposed to be linked to. But that's not very relaxing for reading, is it? But that's something that I was working on for a little bit. It was a thought I had very early in the morning that quickly turned into a short, funny thing that quickly turned into a not so short thing. I have some MIDI files. How does this one sound? No. Maybe this one. Art is Dead is a little bit too dramatic for me. No. We have iced coffee, Flex Remix. The problem is I only have like and this isn't very conducive for reading, is it? Let's see. I'm wasting time when I should just be reading. Oh, this works. Alright, this is okay. This should be okay. Yeah, I think this should be fine. Maybe it's a little too loud. Maybe a tad. I think it sounds good though. Okay, so we'll do that. This is what we'll play in the background. I must establish a relationship with Dr. Terashima as soon as possible, for my country and for the world. Despite my great determination, it ended up being quite an easy task. My relationships with Dr. Terashima progressed to the next level far quicker than anticipated. Everyone, including my sister, began as general researchers who recorded and observed the results of experiments, but I was nominated by Dr. Terashima himself. Want to be my personal assistant, or wanna be? Maybe it could stand to be a little bit lighter. let's try this now. Huh? Oh, don't take this the wrong way. I may not look it, but I like to keep my private and work affairs separate. I don't keep women by my side at work just because I'm into them. Although, if I was the type to do that, I wouldn't be inviting you like this right now. Is this sexual harassment? Ah, just a joke. Besides, you are very cute, Olga. In any case, you must be wondering why I asked you to be my personal assistant. It's simply because my previous assistant died in an unfortunate accident, so the position is now open. Huh? Died? No, that's not quite right. It'd be more accurate to say he was killed. Killed? Time seemed to stop upon hearing those dreadful words, but Dr. Terashima went on nonchalantly like he was discussing today's weather. Didn't I mention this before? Our research is constantly enveloped by great danger. Most of the clones that end up as failures tend to be extremely violent. You mean... Yes, my last assistant was killed by a failed clone. Ellipses. But I'm sure he was happy to go that way. What's that one phrase racketeers say? When I die, I wish for nothing more than to die on the stage. That's not racketeers. Experiments are akin to a researcher's stage, if you ask me. Ellipses. Dr. Terashima is an odd man. I was embarrassed to think I defined him in such a way before. He's far more than odd, he's a monster. Dr. Terashima's personal assistant. It sounds like nothing short of a nightmare. If I didn't have my mission as a spy, I'd kill myself right here. However, I'm capable of putting my mission before my own personal feelings. I've been trained for this. Allow me to take you up on your offer. Really? Great, I thought you'd be a perfect fit since the moment I first saw you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but judging by your muscle build, you have experience with martial arts, don't you? A little, when I was in college. Though it was an assassination training, not martial arts. Thought so, I have an eye for these things. You know, when doing this sort of research, it's not far-fetched to think there could be assassination attempts by anti-clone activist groups or something. Other than an assistant, I've been looking for a bodyguard too. It's nice to be killing two birds with one stone, huh? He laughed out loud, then reached out for a handshake. Looking forward to working with you, Olga. Thank you. I hope I can serve you well. I suppressed my feelings, smiled kindly, and shook Dr. Terashima's hand. I was a bit nervous about the rigorous work awaiting me as his personal assistant, but the tasks Dr. Terashima assigned me generally weren't very difficult. Tasks like taking notes of the other researchers during experiments, putting a cup of coffee on Dr. Terashima's desk when he read documents after his experiments were complete. Besides all that, I was also his discussion partner, or more accurately, his sandbag for pointless prattling, to vaguely respond to his unpredictable conversations without getting exhausted. It was nothing more than a step above that of a secretary. In fact, it was probably easier than secretarial duties. But this was all in terms of an average person, and I was accustomed to hard labor beyond the likes of which has ever been seen by normal companies, or has never been seen. I know far too well how harmful and evil clone technology is to the world. The thought of spending my days as the assistant of the man who is at the forefront of it all makes me feel guilty to even breathe. I don't know how many times I apologized in my head for it. When I discussed or grumbled about this to my sister, in writing of course, she smiled kindly and accepted it. Don't worry, no one in our country will think any less of you. The fact that you feel guilty over it means you're capable of acknowledging right from wrong. The only time you should feel truly remorseful is when you no longer feel guilty about your work. Yes, thank you. More importantly, be careful. I tilted my head questioningly. About what? I'm sure you've also wondered why Dr. Terashima appointed you as his assistant. Ellipses. She was right. Although he claimed it was because the timing just happened to match up, the true intentions behind his words were a complete mystery to me. I'm certain we covered our tracks perfectly, but I can't deny the chance of him knowing about our undercover operations. And I'm sure you know this, but our time is limited. Ellipses. If they succeed in the implementation of cloning before you gain Dr. Terashima's complete trust, we'd be forced to put our plan to action without confirming if Dr. Terashima has secret information or if he leaked information himself. We must avoid this at all costs. I know that. I do. I know it all too well, but I want a little more time. I must win over Dr. Terashima's trust. This means I'll have to push our relationship even further, to be far more special than that of an average researcher. Being his personal assistant isn't nearly enough. A special relationship. He must feel like he can tell me anything right now. The thought of me investigating him behind his back must be unfathomable. That sort of relationship transcends the bounds of coworkers. To put it more bluntly, a relationship between a man and a woman. That kind of relationship, with Dr. Terashima. As part of my spy training, I've slept with men who do nothing to satisfy my sexual tastes, but Dr. Terashima is in a completely different class altogether. Every cell in my body rejects the thought of sleeping with the good doctor. But that is what I must do. This is what I've been training for. I know this, and yet, despite my deliberations, there was just no time for me to make up my resolve. Shortly after my discussion with my sister, about a month after becoming Dr. Terashima's assistant, it happened. As I poured coffee for him in the laboratory as usual, he said to me, "Do you enjoy intercourse, Olga?" Excuse me? I couldn't help my voice from cracking. The answer should have been obvious. No, No, I mean to say it had come out of nowhere. Up until then, Dr. Terashima only read academic journals about clone research published by other laboratories. There were no hints of erotic topics sliding into the conversation. Where did that come from? What? It's not that uncommon of a question. You're 27, right? I'll be 26 this year. Then I doubt you haven't had experience, or that you have an aversion to such topics. And considering how you're involved in this line of work, I thought you'd be able to take the emotions out of it and talk about reproductive activities more than the average person. Uh-huh. It almost sounded logical, but I wasn't so sure about his reasoning. I don't know if I would compare the creation of life by experimentation to traditional reproductive activities. Well, I suggest you discard such notions right away. Our end goal here is to artificially create life in the same way traditional reproduction can, after all. Yes, I understand that, but... I couldn't help but end my sentence with a hint of denial. Yes, I understand that, but still. Whether or not he noticed, Dr. Terashima repeated his question in the same tone of voice. Do you enjoy intercourse? Do you enjoy intercourse? Take 3. Triple flub. Do you enjoy intercourse, Olga? I neither like or dislike it. What's going on? Stream? You should be okay. Stream, you should be completely fine. You shouldn't be doing this to me. But of course, I prefer to choose my own partner. I wouldn't mingle with a man who clearly and directly denies my religious outlook simply by existing. Not to mention he's more than double my age. I'd honestly prefer not to have such relations with him. I don't want to have intercourse. No way. But I know, I'm forced to understand. That was Dr. Terashima's final confirmation. If I shook my head no, he would have said something ambiguous and pretended he never brought it up, if I didn't want to. And yet, I couldn't afford to give up that chance. I quietly said in my breath. Then I lowered the tone of my voice, just enough so my response didn't sound forced. There isn't a woman alive who wouldn't wish to do so with someone she likes. I like you, Olga. It was such a tit-for-tat sort of conversation, I almost laughed out loud. Nothing more than some empty words designed to steer the conversation. Empty, shallow words from a man used to playing women. But I didn't mind. In that direction lay the future I'd been striving for. I softly placed my hand on Dr. Terashima's neck and pressed my lips against his cheek. I used all my willpower to suppress the violent protest from every cell in my body. The thick platins. It was nothing to write home about. I was able to accept someone like Dr. Terashima just as I was trained, despite my very existence being repulsed by the thought. Ever since we first had physical relations, it became part of our daily routine. In other words, we had become lovers. Moreover, my time spent with Dr. Terashima had increased significantly. His unpredictable comments and actions were exasperating as usual, but it seemed he'd begun trusting me, or perhaps he was never one to value privacy to begin with. Despite my presence in the room, he curiously typed his PC password and began working while I still lay on the bed. I could easily memorize his password by observing his finger strokes. The day I typed out that very password with my own hands came soon after. As well, after our so-called amorous affairs, that day we were lying in bed and Dr. Terashima's phone vibrated. It's from your sister. My sister? I furrowed my brows and gave a questioning expression, but I had known beforehand she'd be contacting him. It was all part of the plan we had laid out. Dr. Terashima tilted his head and answered his phone. What is it? My sister's voice could be heard from the speaker. Sir, we've been observing the subject as you ordered, but the anticipated response has occurred earlier than expected. Alright, I'll be right over there. Dr. Terashima suddenly hung up. Fooled by my sister's lie, he quickly got dressed. You know the drill, make sure no one sees you when you leave the room. I will. He threw his lab coat on and exited the room, leaving me sitting there, naked. After confirming the sound of his door closing, I headed to the desktop computer he always uses and typed in his password that I'd memorized. I produced the portable HDD for my clothes on the floor and transferred the data from Dr. Terashima's PC. Then I watched as the progress bar slowly filled with the sky blue. The bar filled slower than I expected, and I could feel myself beginning to sweat. I didn't have much time. My sister's lie would quickly be exposed. The anticipated response hadn't occurred in the experiment at all. Dr. Terashima would denounce her and she would apologize for her mistake. As soon as she did, Dr. Terashima would have no reason to stay there for a moment longer. My sister couldn't afford to keep him there, because it would only raise suspicion. I had 10 minutes at most. Judging by the minute hand on the wall clock and the current position of the SAS bar, it was clear I wouldn't have enough time to copy everything at once. But who knew when I'd get another chance? Even though things had gone smoothly up until that point, there was no guarantee I'd be able to keep this pace up. It was also highly likely that he'd catch on and increase his security due to this single incident. But what if Dr. Terashima didn't come back? It was possible that my sister would find some way to extend the amount of time he stayed there. Those optimistic thoughts threatened to take over, but I quickly suppressed such wishful thinking. Just as I transferred 91% of the data from Dr. Terashima's computer, my time limit is up. Oh, you haven't even put your clothes on yet. No, I just felt sleepy. Out of all the data I transferred from Dr. Terashima's PC, there was nothing he kept hidden from the other researchers, nor did I find proof he leaked any of the information we knew of. As usual, my sister communicated with me via handwritten notes. Dr. Terashima is most likely clean. It's highly unlikely there was anything in that 10% I didn't download that would disprove that notion. We'd already confirmed his PC to be the only place we could hide such sensitive data. During our written meeting, my sister and I decided not to make any more moves to steal Dr. Terashima's data. If we happened upon an opportunity to steal the remaining 10% of the data without any risk, we would of course take it, but we wouldn't do anything to make him suspect us. It's important to know when to hold back. 1 month. Exactly 1 month from today, we'll put our plan into action. Until then, I want you to stay by Dr. Terashima's side. Just as my sister had told me, I continued my spy activities without taking any risks. I followed Dr. Terashima around as his assistant, gave myself to him when he desired me, and initiated when I sensed he wanted me. Then, on the night 2 weeks after I'd taken his data, Dr. Terashima slept while sleeping with me. That was highly uncommon. Usually he wouldn't so much as yawn until I left the room, but perhaps all those sleepless nights had caught up to him. That could be my chance to get the remaining 10%, and that's where she gets caught. The thought crossed my mind, but crossing that rickety bridge at that point went against everything I had learned during my spy training. I decided to leave for that day. I snapped my buttons closed and preferred to go back to my room. Then I heard a voice behind me. We're almost at the truth. I turned around faster than my brain could process the words. Dr. Terashima was sighing in his sleep. Not a bad comment. Oh, is that her? I don't know. He must have been conducting research even in his sleep, and he nearly reached the truth in his pursuit for knowledge. The words must have slept out. Wait. What the hell was I saying? Had I giggled? Had I thought he was cute? No. I was swept up by the warm maternal nature within me, and a repulsing shudder was sent down my spine. This wasn't some sort of comic for teens. Was I truly gaining feelings for him just because we had a physical relationship? I'll kill him. I have to. I told myself that in my mind as I glared at Dr. Terashima's sleeping face. The words my sister once told me then came to my mind. The only time you should truly feel remorseful is when you no longer feel guilty about your work. The next evening, my sister was caught up in a failed experiment and died. Our father runs a secret company that conducts assassinations and espionage operations on a national level. A recent assassination was that on my throat as I paused to drink some more water. Exactly 2 years ago, my father's company had received a request for an investigation and assassination at Manny. I tried restarting and it's still stuck, but... Oh. My father had put his hand on my shoulder. He wanted me to go into Manny a year before my sister and conduct an undercover investigation. Oh, it's the older sister now. Excuse me, my father had picked me over my sister. It didn't make any sense. I was by no means a failure, but when comparing me to my sister, she was clearly more capable. Why me and not her? Did my father base his decision on some metric only he knew, or did he have some other mission in mind for my sister? I still don't know his reasoning to this day, but nonetheless he had appointed me to go undercover at Mani instead of my sister. I didn't feel like I had beaten her, but I did learn something akin to superiority from it. Until that day, no, even now, I have a complex toward my sister. No matter what the task, she always completed them more efficiently than me. She was good at the things I'm not, and she was even better at the things I'm good at. But on that day 2 years ago, my father had picked me instead of her. Upon hearing those words, my sister said it was too early for me and that she was better suited for the task. It was unusual. No, it was perhaps the first time she'd ever opposed my father like that. Maybe she was too proud to let me surpass her, or maybe she was worried for me. Eventually, my father gave in to her desperate efforts to persuade him and sent her to Mani and said, "Oh no, we're still in Olga." And now, here we are. The original plan for me was to infiltrate Mani before my sister. I was supposed to die instead of her. When I found out about my sister's death, I was struck at Dr. Hirishima's side as his personal assistant and writing notes in my binder about an experiment. The door behind me suddenly opened and a researcher from my sister's department entered. With a dreadful pale face, he informed us of my sister's death. It happened during the development of a new type of solution used for clone creation. A type of chemical dangerously incompatible with the solution and not allowed in the lab was somehow mixed into the experimental materials, causing an explosion. Death by explosion. I don't remember much after hearing those words. Next thing I knew, I woke up on an infirmary bed. It appeared I had lost consciousness. What I saw before me wasn't an unfamiliar ceiling, but Dr. Tereshima's face peering down at me. Hey, did you sleep well? Ellipses. I was so close to punching him, but there was something else I needed to do first. I woke up my aching body and headed toward the sliding infirmary door. Wait, where are you going? I need to make sure. Of what? If my sister really died, whether it was real or just a dream. Ah, you say the cutest things sometimes, Olga. I'm sure your brain remembers it well. Your sister did indeed die. She was caught in an explosion and blown to smithereens. Ellipses. I already knew. Whether I liked it or not, that memory before I lost consciousness was burned into my memory. But until I see it with my own eyes. More importantly, Olga, would you mind giving me your sister? Excuse me? I'd like to know if it's okay to bring your sister back as a clone. I'm sure you want to see her again, and I'd like to speak to her once more to avoid any future accidents. Revive my sister as a clone? The moment Dr. Tereshima's words registered in my head, my vision instantly went white. Before I knew it, my thumbs were both firmly planted against his Adam's apple. Except that didn't actually happen. In fact, quite the opposite. Cloning is a sin. Cloning technology is the work of the devil, made to obstruct the world and systems God has created. And yet, this option Dr. Tereshima presented. I sensed a sort of warmth, like a ray of sunlight from his option to revive my sister as a clone. I could see my sister again. Dr. Tereshima's suggestion was the future I sought for. But cloning is a sin. I know this better than anyone. That logical thought was on the verge of taking over my brain. But then, it's not possible, is it? To transfer one's personality and memories to a clone, the subject must already have been in an umbilical brain unit, also known as an X key, implanted in their stomach. It's impossible to create a clone with the owner's personality and memories without it. So since my sister had never had an X key embedded in her, even if she were brought back to life, she'd be an imposter who would only be similar in appearance. That wasn't the sister I wanted to see. That also meant Dr. Tereshima wouldn't be able to talk to her about preventing future accidents either. My eyes looked lifeless as I explained my logic, and Dr. Tereshima tilted his head as if he were genuinely confused. Huh? Your sister never told you? She had an X key implant. What? I forgot when it was, but we didn't have enough subjects to gather sufficient data for an experiment, so I looked for volunteers from the lab. I asked around, saying there was no danger involved, and if anyone was greedy enough to desire eternal life, I could use some more subjects for the experiment. And my sister agreed? Uh-huh, she was the first one to volunteer. She wanted to be a test subject for the cloning experiment. It can't be. My sister should have known. Cloning is a sin. Cloning technology came straight from hell, made to obstruct the world God created. How could my sister have volunteered to partake in such an experiment when she shared the same religious views as me? Maybe she had some sort of plan. Maybe she volunteered as a test subject to progress her espionage efforts. But if that were true, it wouldn't make sense for her to not fill me in afterward. There are no secrets between my sister and me. Are there? I don't know why you seem so shocked, but how about it? I'd like to get your permission before cloning your sister, if possible. Okay, got it. Then let's get to it right away. What? I didn't say anything. Then, did you just do that subconsciously? I thought I saw you nod deeply just now. I didn't bother trying to confirm whether Dr. Tereshima's words were true or not. I couldn't. Whether I nodded or not, I knew I wished for nothing more than to see my sister again. Even if that meant denying everything our religion stood for. My desire to see my sister far outweighed my faith. The extended machine's vat opened and I was reunited with my clone sister. I felt a mixture of intense deja vu, guilt, and joy for my sister's revival. The conflicting, chaotic whirl of emotions felt heavy in the back of my head. Judging by her appearance and physique, my sister soaking in the solution seemed to be about 6 years old. This wasn't some sort of error, but a feature of the extend machine. Human clones made with the extend machine retained their knowledge and experience that they were born in a child's body. Well, how does it feel to see your sister again? Or a family member reborn? I wasn't looking at the screen when I finished reading that sentence. Dr. Tereshima turned to face me. There was a look of pride in his face, as if he just gave a little present to his lover. That would normally make me want to kill him, but this time I didn't feel that way in the slightest. My sister's faint voice could be heard. Her eyes opened halfway and she slowly sat up. She seemed to be having trouble comprehending what was going on. She turned her head to look all around her, then her eyes opened wide as she looked up at Dr. Tereshima and me. Whether it was the solution or tears, I didn't know, but her watery eyes met mine. She let out a little sob. Perhaps she was relieved to find she hadn't died, or she was happy to be reunited with me. Or maybe she was in despair, knowing that she was revived as a clone. Whatever it was, it appeared she couldn't prevent the overwhelming emotions from leaking out. Hearing her like this made me cry too. I'm so glad. My voice was hardly understandable. I thought I'd never see her again. That thought had filled me with so much despair. Dr. Terashima seemed to sense my emotional state and placed his hand on my left shoulder. As if that were a signal, I embraced my sister, not minding that my lab coat got wet. Ow. Sorry, I'm sorry. Despite my verbal apologies, I didn't let up on my tight embrace around her. My body and mind were so in sync, there was no room for my brain to give any orders in between. After some rudimentary examinations, Dr. Terashima accepted my request to let me be alone with my sister in my room. This time, I brewed tea for my sister and brought it to the table as she waited, just as she has always done for me. Thanks. She took the teacup with both hands, taking a sip. Her nose was bright red and tears rolled down her cheeks again. I'm so glad I was able to see you again. Me too. I didn't detect any negative emotions on her face from being revived as a clone. She may just be hiding it from me, but she was at least not showing it outwardly. It wasn't just my sister. I didn't seem to harbor any such emotions either. I'd be lying if I didn't feel a shred of guilt, but the joy of seeing my sister again far outweighed it. Neither of us were even composed enough to hug again, so we were sobbing once more with the table between us. I don't know how long we went on like that. We stopped crying around the same time. We probably could have kept crying if we wanted to, but we had responsibilities to uphold. There was something we had confirmed. Why did my sister die? Was it really an accident that occurred by chance? My sister went through a simple examination before coming to my room, where they told her that the cause of the accident was unknown. But that could be a lie, and my sister wasn't able to tell me the truth for whatever reason. With that in mind, I wrote her a note as usual and asked her, "Do you really not know anything about the accident?" "Why are you asking me in the note?" "What? Is your throat dry from all the crying?" Though it didn't seem like it. What was my sister, this person, saying? A shiver went down from my spine from the indication of the situation I dreaded most. I prayed it was nothing more than a hunch. But unfortunately, I was usually right about these things. Being revived as a clone, my sister's memory seemed to have been impaired. The true reason she came to Mani, along with the memories of her homeland, were completely wiped out. Instead, she now thought the memories she falsified for espionage were real. The truth had been overwritten by lies. But it couldn't be. With my heart full of despair, I threw her questions from various angles just to confirm. I hoped it was just a misunderstanding on my part. I wished my sister hadn't changed. But there was no mistake. The sister I got back was no longer the sister I knew. Reports regarding my spy activities are sent to my country via coded emails. At first glance, they look like emails updating my family, not an array of mysterious numbers, but key phrases are linked to various spy activities. For example, saying I'm homesick means the mission requires urgency, and Dr. Terashima is kind to me means Dr. Terashima is highly likely to be guilty. I'd taken my time writing on a seemingly innocent message, or email with the following message. It's beginning to seem highly likely that Dr. Terashima is hiding secret information, and postponing the execution of the plan. I did not report about my sister's death or her revival as a clone. If I did, I'd be forced to kill my 6-year-old big sister. Should I kill my clone sister? How do I perceive her from now on? Do I even consider her the same person she was before? I don't have the answers to those questions right now. To give myself more time to find them, I lied about the possibility of Dr. Terashima hiding information. All I'm doing is stalling, simply struggling in vain. All I want is more time to think. We are just over halfway, and I am going to take a break. There we go. I gotta get some water, gotta rest my voice. Mute the game real quick. Boy oh boy. Who was the wise guy that thought it was a good idea to do a long reading stream after an hour of talking normally for commentary? Oh wait, it was me. I'll be right back. Wow. I like that all of the little sounds will get picked up by the mic, but you know, sometimes when I want to whisper, they don't get picked up. Well, I'll have to figure out what's going on with that later. The thing back. We're moving on to note 5. Let's get the music going again too. It's been a month since my sister's death and subsequent revival. Even now, I haven't found the answer to my question. Also, before we get too into it, this is probably the worst my throat has felt since... probably since starting, disregarding the time I made the very poor decision to try and stream while sick. It's been a month since my... yeah, we answered that. Is my 6-year-old big sister who revived as a clone an extension of the sister I knew before? Or is she someone else entirely? My thoughts simply went in circles without any progress, and time pointlessly passed by. My sister went through periodic examinations as a test subject and seemed to be tasked with various jobs in her free time. Seems to be. It doesn't concern me. Since that day, I haven't spoken to or communicated with my big sister, 6-year-old big sister, more than absolutely necessary. Her memories are still overwritten with fake ones. Seeing her excitedly talk about clones is maddening. It feels like liquid nitrogen is being poured into the back of my head. What do I do? Without ever finding the answer, the day when I would have executed my plan finally arrived. Without killing anyone, finding answers, or getting the remaining 10% of Director Tereshima's data, 2 months had passed since the day I was supposed to enact my plan. My country must have lost their patience from all my reports showing no progress because they warned me that they'd be sending in a new spy. It was over. If a new spy came in, they'd find out my sister had died and come back to life as a clone. Then, regardless of what I think of her, she'd have to be killed. There's no way my country would allow my clone sister to continue living. I couldn't possibly hide what happened to my sister when the new spy arrives. What in the world was I supposed to do? I couldn't rely on my sister. She was the source of all my troubles in the first place. Should I talk to Dr. Terashima? Not a chance. It wouldn't even make sense to do so. All I could think of were impossible ideas. Then, time was up. The new spy sent to my country had arrived. Thank you for the introduction. I'm Adelina Avalon. I'd never seen her before. She must be from a different spy organization than my father's. I majored in cytology and mainly studied the stable production of cow clones via egg fertilization. I look forward to working with all of you. Adelina, the new research, should I say, the new spy, bowed her head after giving the same introduction I'd given long ago. She didn't seem very good at faking expressions. Her lips were curled in the shape of a smile, but her eyes were cold as ice. Olga, I don't have many tasks for you today. Why don't you show her around the facilities? I ended up showing Adelina around as per Dr. Tereshima's request. I wondered if this woman knows me. What? I wondered if this woman knows she was sent here because I haven't made any progress in my spy work. If she did, I doubt she'd have any positive feelings towards me. I felt incredibly uncomfortable. Just as Dr. Terashima once did, I went on prattling and explaining things no one talked about. Many newcomers wonder why these facilities are made underwater. I was first told because it's cool, but it's actually because the temperature adjustments required in the experiments are better done underwater. In other case, it's cool. In other words, Adelina didn't even nod in response to my explanations. She just stared at the ocean on the other side of the acrylic glass. I take it you don't like talking to people very much, Adelina? No, it's not that. Adelina shot a look at me. Don't you get it? That's not what I want to talk about. Hurry up and prepare an environment where we can get to the real subject. That's what her look said to me. I pretended not to notice and continued on with pointless explanations about the facilities when she suddenly raised her voice. Would you mind showing me your room, Olga? We can discuss the real subject there. That's what she was trying to tell me. I hadn't mentally prepared myself yet, but there was no point in delaying being Abdul here. I had no choice but to face her head on. As if to set my resolve in an stiffened resignation, I gave her a small nod. Then I turned my heel to start leading her to my room. Olga, I heard the worst possible voice I could hear at that moment. My 6-year-old big sister came jogging over from the end of the corridor in her lab coat that was clearly too big for her. Adelina frowned. And she is... Oh, you must be the newcomer who came in today. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to your orientation. Nice to meet you. I'm Olga's older sister. Oh, you must think it's odd that she's an older sister who looks like this. My 6-year-old big sister explained what happened to her and why she was wearing a lab coat looking like a little child. We look forward to working with you. She bowed in such deference it was hard to believe it was coming from a 6-year-old. Adelina's frown deepened. What's the meaning of this? Adelina yelled without any regard for the possibility of someone listening in. As soon as we entered the room, she put her hand around my neck and violently slammed me into the wall. I was immediately winded and felt a sharp pain in the back of my eyes. Wait, I said faintly, but my words didn't reach her ears. Adelina barked at me, glaring at me with bloodshot eyes. What the hell was that? What did she mean she died? What did she mean she came back to life? The reason for her anger was, of course, due to my sister's revival as a clone. Why was she revived as a clone when she was sent here to wipe out cloning technology? Why didn't she go out for wool, why did she go out for wool and come back shorn? Wire tap. I moved my mouth without saying a word. This room could be bugged after all. I couldn't talk about it out loud. Adelina clicked her tongue irritably and pushed me away as she released the hand around my neck. I could feel the oxygen returning to my lungs. Specks of light seemed to flicker in the back of my eyes. I crumpled to the ground and began coughing uncontrollably. Without hesitation, Adelina grabbed my collar and forced me to stand up. She then picked up the notepad next to my phone and slammed it onto the desk. I couldn't escape. But despite that, I didn't want to face reality head-on. Gently, steadily, I would bend the truth in my favor. I wouldn't mention my sister's intentions in her revival as a clone. The X-key embedded in her stomach was put there against her will. I continued telling these lies that could be exposed at any time. Adelina let out a loud sigh. You sisters are worthless. I could almost hear her saying it without using any words. Then, as if to say this is the final question, she glared at me. Why did you hide this? Why didn't I report my sister's death and revival to my country? What kind of question was that? I hid it so this wouldn't happen. I wanted to avoid the situation in which my country confirmed what happened to my sister and had no choice but to kill her. Of course, I couldn't just say the truth. I was afraid my country would think lesser of me. Adelina sighed again, even deeper this time. Just then, a thought crossed my mind. If I killed this woman right now, my sister and I could... Ellipses. I pretended not to notice this terrible option that just sprang in my head. Adelina was right, and I was the one who was wrong. Time for number 6. I know this sounds conceited, but I absolutely am certain my sister and I are among the top 10 best spies in our country. We're a product of long years of training, rather than a talent we were born with. And my sister and I, well, at least I have a sense of pride for my own abilities. It wouldn't be a stretch to say half the reason and value of my existence is in my job as a spy. I am me because I am a spy, and I am a spy because I am me. But Adelina is also quite skilled as a spy, even when compared to my sister and me. She executed her missions with a machine-like calmness. Excuse me. And even succeeded in obtaining the remaining 10% of Dr. Tereshima's data, which I had yet to do. She slept with him just as I had. Adelina informed me with an unchanging expression. She had slept with Dr. Tereshima and found an opportunity soon after. Then she completed the task without issues. There was nothing in the remaining 10% of the data that would be cause for postpone our mission. To be honest, I didn't like that one bit. She could have discussed it with me first, as that was supposed to be my mission. It was clear as day that Adelina didn't trust me at all. It had been 3 days since she took the remaining 10% of all of Dr. Tereshima's data. Adelina suddenly came to my room and brazenly told me the written message. I had a discussion with our people and we came to a decision. About what? I gave her a puzzled expression and Adelina wrote 3 numbers. It was a date, 1 month from today. What else? The day we execute the plan. Ellipses. Adelina told me there was no need to investigate further. That was the day we would massacre everyone in the facility. The plan was simple. There was a facility-wide assembly held every Tuesday. We would detonate pipe bombs where the majority of staff members would gather, killing everyone there. Then, one by one, we would kill everyone else who didn't attend the assembly. After that, we'd have plenty of time to destroy all the data and products of the clone research to the point where they'd be completely unrecoverable. Adelina and I would escape into the ocean with the ship and then blow up the mini facility with dynamite just in case. There were detailed procedures for each of those steps, but the mission itself was easier than a high hurdle race with all the hurdles removed. We'd already confirmed there were no other professionals within the facility that could oppose us. The explosives and firearms required for the mission were slowly smuggled into Mani by my sister before I joined. All that was left was to press the switch. All that was left was to pull the trigger. Everything was already in place. I simply needed to mentally prepare myself. Killing my 6-year-old big sister was no big deal. I feigned indifference. No, that wasn't good enough. I needed to bring myself to think that way and believe it. I have been trained many times to separate my personal feelings from the missions. I'd killed countless people I didn't even hate. I've slept with countless people I didn't even love. It was all for this day. All of those days of hellish training were all for this very day. In my bed, the restroom, walking down the hall, behind Dr. Tereshima, while sleeping with Dr. Tereshima, I spent every moment shooting down my anxiety and uncertainty. Is your 6-year-old big sister a different person from my sister? Yes, the creation of life is a privilege reserved only for God. A clone couldn't possibly be my sister. The questioning felt like a form of self-harm. So should you kill her then? Yes, I should. Everything related to clone research is a blight upon this world. It felt like I was killing a part of myself. Would you still have killed her if her memory wasn't impaired? Of course, everything related to clone research is a blight upon this world. Her memory is of little importance. Nausea. You think you should kill her yourself? Yes, I do. Despair. How can you be sure you won't regret it? I won't. Even if I did, that'd be completely insignificant to the world. Rejection. Is cloning truly a sin? Cloning is absolutely a sin. As I repeated this line of questioning in my head, all anxiety and uncertainty inside me disappeared without a trace. Now I was ready. I'd obtained a heart of iron. I galvanized myself by repeating it over and over, but it turned out I was struggling to speak far more than I had realized. Just as we were about to go to bed as usual, Dr. Terashima kissed me once, then said, "You've been looking pale a bit." What? You've been looking a bit pale lately. It's nothing. Your sister's been worried too. She says you seem to be very troubled by something lately. Well, you can always talk to me if something's wrong. I am your superior and lover, after all. Isn't he a smooth one? What a load of crap. After having slept with Adelina, Dr. Terashima didn't know that I knew about their little relationship. I say relationship, but they only slept together 3 or 4 times, and Adelina was giving him the slip ever since she retrieved the data she needed. I'd been physical with him many more times than she had, and the level of intimacy in their relationship was far deeper, but ridiculous. What was I even trying to compete for? Self-esteem? A woman's ego? It was all useless to me. Anything that wasn't needed for the job would be shot down with the logic of God. I had shaped my heart into that of a spy. Ever since Adelina came to Mani, my sister and I had grown further apart than ever. I had continued avoiding her. The trick to controlling your own heart is to face your anxiety and uncertainty head-on. I understood that, but I was afraid if I talked to her, all the words that had been shooting down my head would change shape and turn on me. I avoided her all this time because I thought it would be better to avoid seeing her until the day of the plan, rather than risk facing those emotions. But 3 days before the day we'd planned to execute the plan, my 6-year-old big sister came to see me in my room. I had come so close to asking her to leave because I didn't feel like talking to her at the moment. But when I saw her looking afraid that I'd deny her, I couldn't bring myself to spit out the words. I invited her into my room and put a cup of tea on the table for her. Sorry to barge in so suddenly. It's okay. What is it? Nothing in particular, but lately, ever since Adelina came, I guess, you seem even more downcast than before. You think so? If something is bothering you, I wish you'd tell me about it. No, nothing's... I'm your sister, Olga. You may think so, but that's not how I see you. You're not my big sister. I already decided that. But despite that, or maybe because of that, because the 6-year-old in front of me isn't my sister, because she's just a stranger, because of that, I decided to ask her. What if, hypothetically speaking, yeah, I knew I shouldn't, but I couldn't stop myself. Far, far away from Japan, there's a country with a religious outlook that directly denounces cloning technology. The higher-ups of that country realized cloning experiments were being done at this facility, so they sent in a certain woman to work as a spy. The woman believed the country's religion without question and continued her spy efforts with pride. But one day, someone very dear to her died. That person had come to life thanks to the sinful cloning technology, and because of that, a part of her had been saved. The girl began questioning whether the religion she believed in was right. Or more like, she began wondering what she was supposed to think about clones. She just didn't know anymore. Yeah, and how do I say this? If you were to talk to that girl, what would you tell her? Ellipses. My big sister put her hands to her lips and lowered her eyes. Then her lips barely moved as she spoke in a barely audible voice. I'm sorry. What? Sorry, this is just so sudden, I can't imagine what that'd be like. Oh, that's what she meant by sorry. Of course, my 6-year-old big sister lost her memories and had no idea she'd abandoned her mission as a spy for me to complete mine. There was no way I would get that apology a part of me so greatly desired. And on to the final note. The night before the day we executed the plan, Adelina and I had a final meeting in my room to go over the details. On the table was the usual notepad, 4 pistols, including some spares, the detonation device for the pipe bombs we'd already set in the gathering hall, the detonation device for the dynamite that would blow up Manny's smithereens, and the detonation device. Adelina didn't write anything in the notepad and instead picked up 2 of the pistols and placed them in front of me. Then she moved everything else to her side of the table. I only had 2 pistols, while Adelina got everything else. Huh? What kind of distribution is this? I furrowed my brows with this thought in mind. Adelina stared into my eyes as she wrote in the notebook with a pen. Sorry, but I don't trust you. I'm afraid you'll suddenly change your mind about the plan over feelings for your sister. Worst case, you might even betray our country and defect to this side. Change my mind? Betray my country and defect to Mani? Thought had never even crossed my mind. What the hell did you think I was struggling with all this time? Why did you think I was going through the torment of trying to brainwash myself every day? Just what part of me had been observing all this time? I couldn't even be bothered to try and justify myself. It was only natural for Adelina to be cautious of me. I knew I'd given her enough reasons to suspect me because of my past actions. I gave a small reluctant nod, then stuck the guns I was given into the holster around my waist. Well, our discussion here was done. That was what Adelina's tight-lipped expression told me. She got up and left. After confirming the sound of the door closing, I began thinking about tomorrow. Dr. Terashima decided whether or not he'd attend the facility-wide assembly depending on how he was feeling that day. The mom would take care of him if he attended, or Adelina would take care of him with a bullet to the head if he didn't. My sister had periodic examination to go to, so she wouldn't be at the assembly. She was confirmed to be targeted by Adelina. We divided up the task of shooting anyone who wouldn't be at the assembly, and Adelina was in charge of both Dr. Terashima and my sister. And that reason, of course, was so I wouldn't get any funny ideas. So I wouldn't start talking nonsense. So I wouldn't get swayed by my stupid emotions. She had such little trust for me, I couldn't help but laugh. I wouldn't trust me either. Adelina was right. She should suspect the suspicious. I've been struggling to kill my emotions all this time, but just like Adelina, I didn't trust my own heart. I sighed and decided to do maintenance on my gun to take my mind off the predicament. Unfortunately, I couldn't do maintenance on my throat to make it easier to talk. I took out the Boston bag my sister had put all her guns and equipment in for the plan. From there, I took out the small aluminum case containing the firearm maintenance tools. Huh? I was short one silencer. Before Adelina got here, there were 4 silencers or 4 guns, but now there were only 3 in the bag. This mission would be carried out after the explosion, so we wouldn't be needing the silencers this time. So why? Adelina didn't trust me. I wouldn't be surprised if she decided to eliminate the root of what could make me turn my back on the plan. My 6-year-old big sister and Dr. Terashima. Adelina must be planning to kill them tonight before the plan would be set in motion. She didn't want me to find out. That was why she took the silencer. I took a deep breath. Adelina was going to kill my 6-year-old big sister and Dr. Terashima tonight. So what if she did? It wasn't a problem. So what if a couple people died today instead of tomorrow? In fact, a couple factors that could be troubling me tomorrow would be eliminated early. I should be happy, right. I'd thank Adelina tomorrow. I didn't like her very much until now, but I appreciated her thoughtfulness this time around. Thanks, yeah, that was it. No reason to feel troubled. None at all. That should be the case, but my heart overpowered my logic. Before I knew it, I left it on my room and ran towards my sister's room. My hunch was right. I found the door to my sister's room wide open. From the opening, I could see the horrible scene I had pictured out in my head earlier. My 6-year-old sister sitting on her bed with a fearful expression on her face. Adelina standing before her with a gun pointed right at her. Adelina clicked her tongue and turned around to face me. Just as she did, I leapt at her. Wait! What is there to wait for? We tumbled to the floor. I got on top of Adelina, and then she ended up on top of me. We fought to the mount each other like it's seen in a Hollywood movie. In the corner of my eye, I saw my sister watching us with a pale expression. In her struggle, Adelina aimed her silencer at me. A moment before she fired, I knocked it out of her hand with a swift chop. I mounted Adelina once again, then pressed down to crush both her shoulders with my hands to end this futile battle for the mount. Suddenly, my brain was heavily rattling inside my head. Adelina's fist had connected directly on my left cheek. I lost consciousness. The tables had turned in an instant. The shock of my head hitting the ground jolted me back to reality. Adelina was now on top of me. Her legs were securely holding down my arms. She had me completely under her control. Adelina stared down at me with an icy glare. Wordlessly, she pulled a gun out from my own holster. She pressed the barrel against my head. I had a feeling it would end like this. With those final words, she pressed the trigger without a shred of hesitation. Adelina then fell to the ground, bleeding from the side of her head. Huh? Why? Why did Adelina die instead of me? Then suddenly, the sudden flood of information was too much for me to process, and the falling Adelina seemed to move in slow motion. I looked in the direction Adelina's wound had come from. My 6-year-old big sister was holding a gun with a silencer in her hands. I'm sorry. Why did she apologize? Why was she aiming at Adelina? Oh, because we're sisters and I was almost killed. But how was she so calm after shooting someone? My 6-year-old big sister lowered the gun and looked at me sadly. There wasn't a hint of confusion towards the current situation in her expression. The situation Adelina and I were in. The intentions Adelina and I had. Her calm expression told me she understood all that. Big sister? I'm sorry. I'm not asking you to apologize. I remember everything. Huh? She went on with the calm, unlit eyes and a mature expression that couldn't possibly be mistaken for that of a 6-year-old. You of all people must have noticed, Olga, that for some reason I lost my memories as a spy after being revived as a clone, that my memory was impaired. Huh? Wait a minute. But it was all a lie. I remembered it all, everything. I was only pretending to forget. What are you saying? My accidental death was arranged by me, too. It was a suicide. I decided for myself, and killed myself. I'd realized there was a possibility of that, but I didn't put much thought to it because I thought it would be an insult to my sister. It just wasn't realistic. But unfortunately, my instincts were right. Why? I couldn't help but ask. I already knew most of the truth, and I could imagine the words were about to come out of my sister's mouth. I didn't want to know the awful truth. I'd rather stay ignorant. But still, I had to ask. Why did she choose suicide? Because I didn't know anymore. I didn't know if my religious views were right or if I should really carry out the plan, so I wanted to make sure. Since I had an X key implanted already, I'd probably revived as a clone, and then I would know for myself. If I were revived as a clone, would I still be me or someone else entirely? Is cloning technology truly the work of the devil like we think? Then, what did you find out? What did you see after confirming for yourself? I was still me. That was why. That was why my sister wept so uncontrollably after being revived as a clone. Those weren't tears of relief from finding out she didn't die, nor were they tears of joy for a reunion. She was left with no choice but to deny the religion she'd believed in. Those were tears of despair from that horrible realization. I was still me. All of my thoughts, feelings, and memories were still within the new me. The new body didn't feel right at first, but that was it. Only the container changed. Everything else was still me. I couldn't have faith in my own religion anymore. I went through the trouble of dying, so it would have been nice to be revived as someone else. There were tears in my big sister's eyes. Then, if I wasn't me, I couldn't work with you again to do what I needed to do. Things wouldn't have had to change. I'm so sorry for running away. I couldn't move forward or backward. I just ran away by pretending to lose my memories. I pushed everything onto you, and I made you suffer. Then I understood. I finally understood the reason my father tried appointing me as the first one to infiltrate Monty. He must have recognized the perilous position she was in. He knew this could happen someday. He knew she would try to find out for herself. He knew she would try to run away. But it was too late for me to realize all this. My beloved sister was crying in front of my eyes. There was only one thing I could say to her. It'll all be okay. Even though there's no reason to believe that. Even though nothing really was okay. Even though we had no idea what the future would hold. Even now, I tried getting through the situation with irresponsible words. It'll be okay. My sister crouched down on the floor and wailed as if she were actually a child. And that's the end. Let's stop this music. There we go. That's it. That's all of the notes. So, next stream, we will bunk. They will all bunk together. And yeah, we will continue. Excuse me. We will continue on with the Mandy Laboratory. And these, I'll get that gun eventually. I'll find it, I swear. Also, enough time has probably passed to where we can get enough boar scales to make another katana. So, what else do we need? We need a pigskin spirit. So, what'll probably happen is I might do it off screen, if I remember. I will run around, see if I can scrap up any jewels, and I will run around the Belle et Moi and stage 3 looking for those boar scales so we can make at least one more of these katanas. Hopefully we can also get enough boar scales to get these let's look, where is it? The plate mail. Oh, we have enough, we can make it now. But we'll see about the gems, because the gems will be better. The gems will be better if we can get them. But yeah. That'll be it. I'm gonna let my voice rest after reading all that. But actually, tomorrow will be a Genshin stream. Shadows Amid Snowstorms released, I believe, tomorrow. It should release at like 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So, we will do that. Finish those up. And the interim little mini events. But on Thursday, we'll be back to Manny. So we're just going to take a short little break from Zanki Zero. Variety, they say. So with that, I'm going to go get some salt rinses, go gargle some salt water, drink a lot of water. I took a Tylenol to help with it too. Not that that actually helps anything, but that makes it feel better. So, with all that being said, I will roll the outro. Hope I can get my mic to work. Part of it broke, so I'm going to see if I can get that working. And hopefully everything goes smoothly for tomorrow, but it probably won't.